Okay, so I'm gonna make this tutorial to help you guys that do not know how to make your bikes actually good. So first off, go to WC Bikes. This is where you can edit your bike, type, stats, and all the above. So let's go to the bike, this little rack thing, and just click on it. So once you're here, me personally I use the Trail Tandem bike, but I'll switch to the Goose for this tutorial. So for stats, first off, 6 speed. This is like pretty much essential for jumps. Lowest I would say you could go normally is 5.75 if you're running single speed. If you're running gears, just always have it on 6 speed, because you need it to clear jumps. And so turn angle. Turn angle is the angle that your bike will turn. So if I run the Goose here, if I'm trying to get around this little pillar, it's going to be a lot easier for me to use like a turn angle that's higher than shorter, because as you can see, because it's on 45, I'm not really making it around this thing pretty easily. But if I say turned it to 70, it would probably be really easy. So that's how that works. Weight is really important because it kind of makes jumps and stuff easier. So it makes jumps, well, it's just how heavy your bike is, really. If it's too heavy, it makes your bike difficult to like ride in turns, jumps, and everything. If it's too heavy, if it's too light, you're gonna struggle using tilt and you're gonna slide around a ton. Front and rear traction, just keep this the same, because 2 and 2 are just the most best because they keep your bike the most stable. Only reason to not use 2 is for the Ghost, which, because it's a Saint Cecilia, it's like really not good at turning. So yeah, single speed, I personally run this with it on because I don't like shifting gears while I'm doing tricks. So yeah. Tilt multiplier, so tilt multiplier, these should stay above 2 most of the time, because your tilting is what gets you through turns, and it's just a key factor in if you ride a trail good or not. Slide is just so how much your bike slides. I don't like sliding like at all very much, so I put it like very low, like 0.05 low. I know Pigeons Flies, he runs it on 20 because he likes the sliding for tricks. So 1 is also a good value if you want a bit of slide but not too much. And then 0.05 is for people like me that just hate it. So suspension, this stuff's actually pretty important. Suspension, so compression is for trees, rocks, whatever you like, that rough terrain, that's how much it'll adjust to. So basically, let's see what it says, because you should probably read the tuning guide here. This is very helpful. So the stiffness of the suspension. So I usually run this pretty low, but also not too high, because it's just convenient. Because I ride tech trails. So basically, if it's like this, I know people run at 111 sometimes, but I don't like that. Me personally, I don't like that. But in my opinion, just you can switch around the compression for what you like. If you don't like ride tech trails, I would keep it at 1 or higher. If you do ride tech trails, I'd probably use 0.5, 0.75. Rebound, this is how fast the suspension will turn to normal. So if this is on like 1 or something, this is not gonna do good. It's gonna be super like really not stiff. Like this. It should, if my bike will work. This thing, it's just really not stiff. You can see how much the stuff changes and like moves around and stuff, and how bouncy it is. So on the suspension, I keep this on 4 all times, all around, because it's really convenient. Dampening, this is just basically just like how responsive it is, how responsive the suspension is. So to be honest, if it's too high up, like people usually run at 2, but if you use the spawn bike button, then it actually breaks the bike sometimes if it's too high. So I run on 0.5 and 0.5 on both fork and rear. These should both be the same most of the time, but for some things, running a Trail Fox is kind of convenient with different suspensions, so I would try and figure this out and stuff. Slide multiplier on Trail Fox. I would definitely run turn angles. Change turn angles for different bikes because different bikes run differently, so change that. And I'm going to show tandem bike stats because tandem bike's actually pretty different than normal bikes, so I'm going to show you this. So for tandem bike, you usually don't need to have slide it. You don't slide at all, really, so it doesn't really matter much, but I keep it at 0.02 because it's convenient. Then on tandem bike, the back wheel is farther back, so it needs to be higher compression, higher dampening. So definitely turn that up a bit for rear. And yeah, this is around how I run most of my bikes. And yeah, pretty much. And this is what I mean with single speed is sometimes you don't want to be too high, so you run 5.75 on single speed. So yeah. Also, if you really just absolutely hate sliding, I found this out from a friend. You can put slide multipliers in the negatives. So you can do something like this, which is -1 to the power of 26. So this is like a very high number. So yeah, just run it if you want to. Me personally, I don't feel like that's needed, but some people do that. So yeah, and make sure to check tuning guides and suspension guides if you need help. But now I'm going to show you guys the best bikes in the game that are most consistent, you know, just best overall. So from the extraordinary line, we have the 50 cal Bullet and the Bullet. In my opinion, these are very good, but the 50 cal Bullet's better than the Bullet. So first one, 50 cal Bullet, Leonardo. Never run either of these. Like, the only reason to ride either of these is for trolling at that point. Ziggy International, all these bikes are good. Just use any of them. All of them are good. And then Asagi, aerodynamic, it's pretty good. You could run it, it's pretty good. Sasquatch. I know that the 707 RDH is really good, so use that one. McJugger, don't use this one. San Cecilia, okay. This is like a wild card. If you really want to like be very precise with your like, if you ride a ton of tech trails, definitely use San Cecilias because they're really fast, but they turn really slow. So they're perfect for like skinnies and stuff. All of these are good, by the way. So you can use Vagabond, Ghost, all of them are good. Lupine, all of these are good. Anything but the Coyote and the Jackal are good in my opinion, but all of them are runnable apart from the Coyote. So yeah. Insidious, both of these are really good. I would run Brutality and the Wizard probably. Corvid, do not run the Corvid, not worth it. I've already tried hundreds of times. It looks interesting, but it's not good. Hero, King, Barracuda, all are very good. So yeah, but also remember, you don't have to listen to me because I have played for over 3 years, but definitely if you like, let's say, the Special Royale, you definitely run it. Because to be honest with you, I ran it for like over 3 years. So yeah. Well, I ran it for like over a year, and then I ran like the Ghost for a year, and then I switched to good bikes, and now I can't go back to these ones because they're kind of bad. But definitely just, you know, pick what you want, and yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.